Fun fact, the working title of this movie was, Guys, this totally isn't Deathstalker. This is Deathstalker 2 on Stinker Madness.
What's that smell?
I don't know about you, but I'm thirsty as fuck. Thirsty as fuck.
Hey, look at these!
Thrill me.
If you come back in here, I'm gonna hit you with so many rights, you're gonna beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Hey, look at these!
No more hangers!
It stinks.
Hangers!
Get to the chopper! Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness, the podcast about bad movies for bad movie lovers by bad movie lovers. I'm your host, Justin. With me are always Sam and Jackie. Quick programming note. Last week we announced that the next movie would be Crime Wave, starring Bruce Campbell, directed by Sam Raimi and written by the Coen brothers. I could not get my hands on that at all, so unfortunately we've had, well, not unfortunately, but either way, we've had to switch to Deathstalker 2, which has been on the list for quite some time. So here we are!
Yep, you've joined me in the sea of lies.
The Sea of Lies.
A sea of lies.
Is that outside of France, by chance?
No,
Well-
I'm pretty sure it's next to Coming At You with
Oh, yeah.
Tony Anthony, right?
Right.
Still haven't done that one. Said I was going to do it about 3 times, though.
Right, come on. I only got one time, and I'm next to you with Tony Anthony.
It
Okay.
only takes the once.
All right. Hello, Jackson.
Hi.
How's your week? How's post pre Deathstalker 2 post? What the fuck did we watch last week?
The Rage.
The Rage.
Oh, The Rage, Carrie 2. Yeah. Is your life improved since then? Gotten better since post Rage?
Yeah.
Good. I would assume so.
My corgi, like, totally bonded with me this week.
Oh, okay.
Like, more than usual.
All right.
And we find out that she doesn't like it when you jump up and down.
No, she does not.
She will bark at you like you are a villain.
You know, if you really think about it, does anybody like it when people jump up and down? Like, it serves...
I like it when Monique Gabrielle jumps up and down.
Well, okay, there you go. All right,
Yeah.
the boob jiggle. Sure.
Sure.
I've been defeated in that whole conversation because that got cleared up pretty easy.
You're like, oh, wait, yes, that's nice. Monique Gabrielle, making boners since 1987.
Deathstalker 2, directed by Jim Wynorski. I believe this is Jim's 3rd episode as director, or 2nd.
What else? Did we do Chopping Mall?
No, we didn't. I don't think we're going to do Chopping Mall because it's just really not that...
It's not that great.
discussion
It's fun,
worthy.
though.
It's fun.
Yeah.
967 Evil 2, and then we talked about Munchie for about 7 years.
Yeah.
And then just a bunch of his other movies. He'll be back, of course. Let's see here. Who else is here though? Nobody? Monique Gabrielle. What's her bag, baby?
We saw she's got 2 bags.
2 fun bags.
They are nice.
Did she become an actress? Because I don't think I've really seen her very much.
No, was just a Corman thing. So she was dating Jim.
She was dating Jim Wynorski.
After he made Chopping Mall, it was his girlfriend.
How does that happen?
Yeah. Well, so
other than obviously the Harvey Weinstein dating in quotes, but I don't think Jim Wynorski, he's a total pervert, obviously, but I don't think he's a sexual predator as it was.
No, but
Maybe
So-
he has something to offer.
It's not
Like-
cash.
No, sexual deviance that
Like-
she's not going to get from a normal dude.
Like he has a dungeon?
Maybe he has like an array of toys, and he's like, "Let me introduce you to this world."
well, he's a really funny guy.
Yeah, okay.
So that might help. He was also dating like Tony Naples, the other gal in here, the evil one. That was his girlfriend before.
My God!
So he was dating her when he did Chopping Mall, and then he did this right at and then picked up Monique Gabrielle, and then he's like dating her when he made this.
Huh.
And so from here, the term when I say smuggler about like large boobs that seemingly come out of nowhere, I coined that term when I watched this movie the first time. Because when she's in that brown thing, you're like,
It's pretty frumpy.
yeah, and then her shirt comes off, you're like, where were those? Jesus, those are huge boobs. And she does it again in Evil Tunes, which is a Fred Olen Ray movie, where she's wearing this sweater, and it's like, I knew they were there though, but I was just like staring at the sweater the whole time, like, I know there's giant tits under there, and they just don't seem like it. And she takes it off, and you're like, yep, those are big. Yeah. So I guess I should get into the story of the movie. So Corman was apparently super fucking pissed that he didn't get to do Conan.
Okay.
And
Not surprised, but go ahead.
According to Wynorski, because I've watched this with the commentary on, Wynorski was like, yeah, Roger was like really pissed about it. And he just like, I think Fred Ray was there too or something. And he was like, yeah, I'm really mad that I didn't get to make that. So we're going to copy it a bunch. And they did. They made like 30 of these fucking things. And they made a specific deal for like, with Argentina to do a bunch of these movies down in Argentina.
Okay.
And so they had all these sets down there. Barbarian Queen's probably in the mix and all that stuff. I know that,
Sword and the Sorcerer.
Wizard and the Sorceress is with David Carradine.
With David Carradine is the one I'm thinking of, yeah.
And Deathstalker is probably in there too, but they did a whole slew of them down in Argentina. At the tail end of it, he sent Wynorski down to just like, before they shit can all this stuff, go make a movie real quick out of it. And he sent him down with the script, and Wynorski's like, this shit's terrible.
Right.
And if Jim Wynorski looks at your script and says, this shit is terrible, it is terrible.
It's terrible.
So him and lead John Terlasky rewrote this based on It Happened One Night.
It's funny that that's the case, because the entire time I was watching this, I was thinking that it was a Jim Wynorski script. He took it to Corman, and Corman was like, that's fine, go ahead and do this. Just call it Deathstalker 2 and people will buy it, though. Because it's just totally not anything related to Deathstalker.
No, it's not. And it's where, you send Jim down with this group, and he does this because that's what you're sort of expecting him to do, is sort of do his own thing with the tail end of this large production that you've pieced together before it ends up in the trash. His
first note is, we're going to need more tits.
Yeah.
In every movie.
Yeah. And I thought it was fun because when you've seen it, I've seen it 5 times now. And knowing that John Terlasky helped with the writing is sort of why he shines so brightly in the lead, is that he's really sort of like setting himself up for success with his lines and all of his goofiness. But apparently the Argentinians that were down there, as well as one of the producers, Frank Isaac, was like, they thought they were supposed to be copying Conan again.
Right.
And they actually made fucking Corman come down there. And I think he pretty
Don't make me come down there!
Yeah, so Corman comes down there, and they start showing him the dailies. And like, look at what's happening. He's like, I sent Jim fucking Wynorski down to do this, you assholes. You're all fucking fired.
His notes are show more tits. He would have been a major Hollywood rewriter. Like, I looked at the rewrite for When Harry Met Sally. The first line is, there needs to be more tits.
Yeah.
No, this is Jim Wynorski.
He just looks, he looks at one side of dailies. He's like, duh.
Yeah.
I knew what I was getting when I sent this guy down here.
Hey, what's my name? Roger Corman. That's fucking right. Now shut up.
Now shut up. And, there's just a bunch of that, like, there was only so many people that spoke English. That's actually not because Monique Gabrielle's his girlfriend at the point that she gets 2 roles. He was just like, I didn't have enough people to speak English, so I just had to give her another role.
Right.
Because there's only like 6 people that actually have speaking lines in this.
Yeah.
Because everyone else was an Argentinian extra. But despite like the sort of fun that you see with it, apparently there was a lot of perilous stunts, and everybody that was involved was like, well, it was a really tough shoot.
Yeah.
And shit was falling apart on them too, because it had been used so much. But they still got it done efficiently and cheaply, and you get Deathstalker 2, which pisses the fuck off every Deathstalker 1 fan.
Right.
And I'm a person that doesn't really care for Deathstalker 1 all that much.
It's fine.
It's fine for a copy of Conan.
Yeah.
It's actually probably the best Conan copy there is, actually.
Oh, I think everybody thinks it's the most respected, which is not very respected.
Not very respected.
I don't even remember it.
You saw some of it in this movie.
Yeah,
so.
you saw some of it in this movie.
It's just a sword. It's a guy with a sword movie, Jackie. That's
I know. I saw it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's just so forgettable.
Right.
That's what I would say the same. I barely remember. I remember the guy had bigger muscles. Right? That's it. So, and
he's a little more rapey, too.
Yeah, he's weird. He's kind of creepy.
Yeah. Well, he's rapey. I mean,
yeah,
he's a rapist. That's the end of the day.
But because of that, there actually is this fan contingent that likes the first Deathstalker that saw this one and was pissed off.
It's like there's 2 different versions of Sword and Sandals. There's the Conan path, and then there's the silly barbarians, bad effects, bad monsters, bad makeup, booby,
Sure.
sword and sandals. I kind of prefer the second
Yeah.
version.
And then there's this movie that's just, it's like,
Oh, I think that this falls squarely into the booby, bad movies, barbarians, hammy, cheesy, corny side of things.
kind of. I think it's so far out though that it's just like, it's not even a it's just got costumes and sets from a barbarian movie, and that's it.
It's almost, there is a lot of jokes that almost seem like they're making fun of modern things, like
Yeah.
like stand up, like, so what's the deal with this inside of a sword and sandals movie, which I think is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, as I was saying, there was like a contingent of people that really liked Deathstalker 1 because it is sort of a very honest copy of Conan.
Right.
And then they saw this and they were pissed.
Right.
But as time went on, the people that, I mean, this is the fan favorite of the series. People love Deathstalker 2 and nobody really, there is still the Deathstalker 1s, and then because of that, they did Deathstalker 4, which is an honest sequel to Deathstalker 1.
Right.
And so if you're that kind of fan, you just watch 1 and 4. I've never seen 3, so I don't really even know what happens
All right,
in all of that.
let's take care of that at some point.
At some point. I don't know if it's
I think
any
it's on
good.
Prime. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, we should probably watch it then.
This has got a 5.3 user rating on IMDb.
Yeah.
3 has a 3.3, so could be a real stinker.
Not good.
Yeah.
I will mention also, besides the fact that Monique Gabrielle is a boner factory,
She stinks.
she's beautifully terrible.
She is.
It works. She's
it's
trying to be terrible and
oh.
funny, and she's terrible and it's funny.
Oh, it's fucking hilarious. She flubs her lines so bad. It's like the daughter in Troll 2. Not that bad, but pretty fucking close, and it's hilarious. Whereas the Troll 2 daughter is almost annoyingly bad.
Yeah.
She is gloriously bad.
She is just, it's like they need to build a statue. Like, if you could make a statue of that acting, it should be like outside of a city somewhere without its shirt on. And also, like, I lump John Terlasky in with Alex Hyde White and Darby Hinton.
Sure.
Are the three guys that I needed to be in more movies, and they just weren't.
Yeah,
it's
right.
too bad. That guy is fun.
Brett Huff. You can put
Brent
him in there.
Huff
Yeah.
is also in there, yeah.
Jackson, how was your Deathstalker 2 day?
I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah?
Although I will say I didn't get that she was trying to be campy at the beginning, like terrible.
I don't...
She was kind of hamming up that terribleness.
Where are you getting that she
Jim
was
Wynorski
trying to be campy?
He was making her do that. When you watch it on the commentary, he's like, nope, more bad. More bad.
Wow.
And then, like, the Maria Sokia or whatever, the tribe leader,
Amazon
she
Queen.
couldn't do it.
Right.
So he's like, okay, just play it straight. We'll be idiots around you, is what he said to her.
Man, if you're able to act that badly, that's an achievement. I couldn't do that.
One of the other things was I think that Monique Gabrielle, because she was sort of having her coming out party, if you will, or the twins were, say, she was onto something else like almost immediately after this, and so she didn't do any of her own post-production audio, so there is some of that too.
Okay.
But most of the audio was on set.
So anyway, I would say, though, that after I kind of caught on, then she wasn't so damn annoying. Because in the first, 15 minutes of the film, I just thought maybe the zombies should get her right here.
Yeah.
Because by the time that we got to the zombie thing, I was pretty annoyed with her. And I was like...
Well, are you annoyed with the acting or the character? Because the character herself is annoying and supposed to be, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, both.
Okay.
And so I was like, okay, maybe the zombies are going to get her right here because, he was not coming out of the tomb. And then when she was flailing around the stick of fire, then I kind of caught on, okay, she's supposed to be a sack of shit as far as acting. It's fine. And then I could let it go. But at first I was like, oh my Lord, I don't know if I can watch this. And then, as far as the costumes go, the main actor guy, Deathstalker, man, is he handsome.
Is he Mark Singer handsome, Jackie?
Mark Singer's not really...
He's pretty doofy looking.
He's not for me. He's got nice muscles, but
Sure,
he's not
right.
for me. But I don't know. Whoever made his costume...
It's just a loincloth. I guess he has some leather pants here and there, yeah.
And his leather vest thing with the medallion. They really did, it seemed like they actually made those clothes for him. versus just going out and buying them off the shelf.
Buying leather pants and a medallion off the shelf.
The Barbarian store's next to the Hot Topic in the mall.
Dude, that would be sweet, man. I would always dress like a barbarian if I could.
You know,
I'd have underwear that actually just had stuffed squirrels in them. Like, oh, I got some stuffed squirrels.
The fantasy store where like you could get a fake beard that had bird shit in it, so you could, you know, like I'm Radagast and weird shit like that. There's there's the handsome people that shop on the left side of the store, and then the weirdos that are into fantasy that shop on the right hand of the store.
And then there's the curtain room in the back.
Right. And then and then the back wall is just a bunch of helmets that you can't see out of, you know. Like every like can't see shit room.
Yeah.
Which there's can't see shit helmets in this movie.
There is
lots of them.
Oh yeah.
Are you guys ready to get into this movie?
Yeah.
Okay. So, skipping ahead a little bit, let's brief the world on what Deathstalker is in Deathstalker 2. He is not a swordsman. He's not a traveling adventure seeker. He's a fucking thief.
He's a little bit Indiana Jonesy.
Yeah, well, except for Indiana Jones, it belongs in a museum. He's pocketing shit. He is just a straight up thief.
It belongs in me, my bank account.
My apartment?
Yeah.
What does Deathstalker do with his treasures that he robs?
I think he spends it on hookers and beer.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think so too. But you know, honestly, the opening of this did remind me of Indiana Jones, and I was waiting for him to steal what was ever in the treasure box, right?
Yeah, because he's in like a like a spooky castle, kind of booby trappy looking place where there's some sort of box that contains treasure on top of a pedestal.
It's like a tomb castle with a jewelry box on a podium.
Yeah.
Yeah. With ninjas.
With ninjas.
And dragons. So at first I was kind of confused because I was like, I thought this was a sword and sandal movie. Okay, that's not true. I couldn't remember the first Deathstalker, so I thought that this was going to be a post-apocalyptic movie that I was going to have to punch you in the throat for.
You just watched a post-apocalyptic movie and you said it was your like favorite movie of all goddamn time.
Anyway, so I thought that it was going to be that, but then when they open up the scene, and then I'm thinking, okay, the giant ball is going to fall, and it's going to chase him out of here, or some you know, type of, I don't know, booby
set
trapping.
piece, yeah.
But it didn't.
No. Instead, what chases him out of there is ninjas? Question mark? Because they're guards of this treasure, but they have pajamas on and capes and ninja masks.
Yeah.
The bed sheets from their hotel.
Right. This is some of the worst costume design ever
Later
on
on in the movie, 3 Mongolians will show up and promptly leave.
Right.
Never to be seen again.
No, I love these caped ninja guards.
Yeah, and it leads into your first Zoltana, the Tony Naples character. And my favorite, like when I saw this the first time, I was like, "Who's this doofy dude that's not Deathstalker?" I love his hair, but he's definitely not Deathstalker. What the fuck is going on here? And then you see him get away, and you see Tony Naples go, "Oh, curses!" And then she turns to the fucking camera almost and goes, "I'll have my revenge, and Deathstalker II."
I thought this was a brilliant opening.
Oh, it's awesome.
But it's one of my favorites of all time.
It is awesome. Oh man, the balls that it takes to do something like that.
To put the sequel, to put the number 2 in the dialogue,
right,
is awesome.
Hey, did you know what movie you're watching? Let's tell you. So post credits, we get introduced to the Oracle named Evie, I guess is her name, which is a weird coincidence because Sam's daughter's name is Evie. She's getting chucked out of town because
she's shitty at being an Oracle.
Right, but
she's annoying as piss.
There's some questions I have as far as that, which we reveal later. But anyways, we're told that she's chucked out of town because she predicted that the queen is going to be pregnant by essentially the mailman's kid. The king didn't put the seed into the womb.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Fuck you, bitch. You can't say that about our king or our queen, but get out."
They're like, get out of here. And then they throw her in the dirt, and then she starts griping about it. And they're like, all right, well, we'll keep beating you up then.
Right.
And then Deathstalker shows up and
he beats up
those guys up. And I'm pretty sure that I remember Wynorski saying that this was he was one of the heavies in Mask right here in this scene.
Yeah. So I guess he goes inside. He's like, hey, what's up, Oracle lady? And she's like, eh. And he goes inside, which is like a restaurant / bar / stripper palace, whatever.
It's a room made of plastic rocks that looks well enough that you can just start throwing in a bunch of other movies.
Yeah.
And
a mud pit.
That's
well,
you're jumping ahead.
There is some other movies here, and then there was definitely some pickups. Like the guy in the eye patch was not shot at the same time. He was just the one day that he was there. He did a bunch of different shots, and they just sort of shuffled him in. This could be like a textbook on how to just insert footage. Jim Wynorski is brilliant at just, well, I only have X amount. I only need X amount. Now I'm just going to take all these other shots from movies that aren't mine and just toss them in here.
And seamlessly make you think, because Godfrey Ho does the same thing, obviously, and it's jarring when Godfrey Ho does it.
Well,
but
there's some heavy lifting that Godfrey tries to do. Whereas this, at least he's taking movies that have a common theme.
Jim Wynorski's really good at that. Like, if you didn't know his thing, then you wouldn't even know that it happened.
If you've never seen Stealth Fighter,
yeah,
it's this zero budget, god awful thing that is just a beautiful masterpiece of silliness. And at the end, he just gives you all of your favorite explosions from Apocalypse Now and Patriot games. Like you're just like, I remember every one of these explosions from other movies. It's fucking great.
So he goes in there, Deathstalker goes in there and tries to have a nice time, but he just has to fight more guards.
Yeah. Because
they're like, all right, we're going to fuck with the Oracle some more. Who, I guess, let's just go ahead and address this. The Oracle is actually the princess?
Yes.
/ queen, because there's an impostor in her place.
It's a
who is saying that she's the queen.
Copy. It's a magic. She's got a magic dub.
Yeah, she's a clone, I guess.
Yeah, magic clone.
Yeah.
And I guess we at this point get to mention that she's been cloned magically by John Lazar.
Right.
From previous episode, Beyond the Valley of the Dolls.
His head comes off. No, that's not.
And it's my something about and it's my bag, baby.
Yeah.
That's him.
John Lazar's character's name is Jarek, who's like a swordsman /
wizard
vizier. Like I kind of have the feeling like he was advisor to the throne or something, and he seized power and chucked the Princess Evie out, like get out of here, and replaced her with an evil clone lady.
Yeah.
But so that's what. So I'm confused because Evie's the whole time is like saying, I'm the princess.
Sure.
But the imposter is saying, I'm the queen. Which is it? You can't be both. Wouldn't the people notice? Like, hey, why is she suddenly the queen?
Maybe her parents got killed by John Lazar.
Well, then Evie would be the queen. She would be like, I need to be the queen, not the fucking princess.
Well, the one that's there still knows that she's the queen, and she just thinks she's a princess still because she hasn't been home in a while.
Oh, so she's out of the loop.
Yeah, she's out of the loop.
Even though she's an oracle. And can know everything.
I think she's a very good oracle.
She does a decent job here. She's better than I am at oracling.
I think she's just a guesser McGuesserson that has a nice crystal.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting theory. Let's keep that in mind, that she's phonying it, and see if we can bust that as we go through to see if she actually does predict anything. Anyways, so I think while she's at the bar, she's dissing that queen. Your clone. She's like, fuck that bitch. She boned the milkman. And people are like, can't talk that way about our president. I mean, our queen. And then they're like, you don't like America? You can get out. And so they check her out. That's what I see happening. She didn't. Right here, I don't think she oracled anything. No, I don't think the queen is pregnant by the milkman.
I don't think she is either. I think that she's not only crappy at being a con man, she's really bad at making decisions.
Right.
Tell them what they want to hear, lady. Tell them what they want to hear.
Yeah, no shit.
Don't make up shit that's gonna piss him off.
All right, so Deathstalker ends up having to beat up all the guards who are trying to fuck with the Princess Evie, and the place gets pretty wrecked.
Yeah.
The strippers don't care. That's kind of fun.
No.
I like that part.
I like how they're still dancing, and then she just ducks when things come her
Right,
way, and then
right.
she just stands back up and keeps dancing with her boobs out.
Poorly.
She had finger symbols.
Oh, yeah. Woo.
Yeah.
It was like
I
exotic.
couldn't see anything other than the tits, to be honest. It was like, oh yeah, this is a Wynorski movie because it had been on for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then he was like, here's some tits.
Hey, check these out.
I see how it is. If I'm going to get any attention during this episode, I'm just going to have to take my shirt off.
That's not going to work in an audio podcast, Jackie.
Oh,
Yep.
that's right.
Topless radio, hot stuff.
Hey, Howard Stern made a career off of it.
Yeah, he had a camera in there.
Yeah, I guess that's true. All right. So, anyways, Deathstalker and the Oracle, Evie, they escape out the back, and they're chased into the woods on horse. They get away, and then they go back to her place, I guess, and have some breakfast in her hut.
Yeah, she has a hut, and she makes some gross soup.
Yeah, he doesn't like it.
It looks gray. I wouldn't eat a soup that was gray.
There's a chicken's foot in it.
Chicken foot, okay.
Oh, okay, all right.
But like a dingy kind of dishwater soap color that you've just washed a bunch of pans in.
Technically, clam chowder is almost gray.
No.
It doesn't look like dishwater, though.
No. It's more off-white.
Yeah.
It's
Soup
gross.
talk.
Soup. Well, there is the red clam chowder as well.
Oh,
Delicious.
Yeah.
I actually don't. I've never had red clam
I
chowder.
haven't either.
Me either. I think we should make that a thing.
Okay.
And actually, now that we're making confessions of a nearly 40-year-old man, I will also...
You're a virgin? Oh, my God.
Nope, I got off that. I missed that one. I've never seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding. What a surprise, huh? What?
Okay. Like,
Speaking of which, we
Yeah,
haven't had a
shocker.
date update for a while either
a date update?
from Sam. You know, usually we get the date updates.
No, we don't.
We did for a while, and we haven't.
We don't pry into people's lives like that, Jackie.
Yes, we do.
Nope.
Been on any dates lately?
Yeah.
Any barbarian type dates?
No, I didn't have any. I haven't had any barbarian type dates since that time I pulled a living squirrel out of my underpants. It really fucked the whole thing up, especially because it ran through the spaghetti.
The gray soup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was like she didn't want to see me again, and I don't think I'm allowed back in the Olive Garden.
All right, see date update.
So she tells him, she looks into her crystal ball, and which I guess is just a doorknob. That's kind of fun. She tells him that she sees a princess who is in need of help because there's an evil wizard named Jarek who is trying to kidnap her, and Deathstalker must go to the land of Jafir through orcs and monsters and wizards and witches to help her out. Oh,
Yeah.
also there's no soup there.
Yeah, we have to save a princess who happens to be me.
Who happens to be me. She has inside knowledge of this whole deal.
There is no dragons and orcs
Nope.
or witches, so right here she's doing a bad job oracling.
Right.
And she says that there's money
Yeah, there's a reward.
and that he's going to be famous.
He's
I'll make
like,
you famous.
all right, that's fine. Cool. I got nothing else going on. Elsewhere, Jarek is teaming up with Sultana to... he wants to get Evie to, like, capture her, and then I don't know what, but Sultana just wants revenge on Deathstalker. So she's going to take Deathstalker.
Yeah.
Jarek doesn't even care about Deathstalker.
She's on
whatever.
the sword fighter beef.
Right.
Because he is a thief rather than just a swordsman, but he's pretty handy with a sword, as legend states.
Yeah.
Well, you know, he's got to earn his keep.
What do you mean?
Handy with steel.
God
if you know
damn
what I
it.
mean.
No.
Renegaders! Round up.
Oh, boy.
This is where this movie is going.
Nate Dogg and Warren G.
It was a cold, clear night.
No,
of
we don't
big
need the
black-
whole song. People have heard it, and if you would like to hear it, you can just go
can
listen to it.
Dump one out for the one that died.
Yeah. All right, so Deathstalker and Evie they're riding around, and they're getting followed by this Jarek's man who is like a spy. Jarek is like, hey, I need to see what these guys are up to, so just follow them? Even though at any point in time, I can teleport my vision in. I can teleport my vision in and see what they're up to just by the powers of my magic. But go ahead and follow them. So he's like creepy following them.
Yeah, he's just like, follow them in case I get too bored to use magic.
Right, or if I'm on the John or something.
I don't want to use the magic. I'm trying to juggle a bunch of women over here, so keep an eye on this dude and lady.
Right, and this guy, I guess he has teleportation powers, because one minute he's in a tree following Deathstalker and Evie, and then the next he's back at the castle. He's not actually even in the castle.
Bar.
He's in Deathstalker 1 is where he's at.
Yeah, he's in Deathstalker 1.
I mean, there's the mud pit scene, the pig face guy,
yeah,
everything.
And they did later on bring back some pig face masks without the rest of the costume, just to be like, yeah, that's part of this movie, right?
See?
We still got these guys, huh?
See, it's Deathstalker, right?
Yeah, just
everything else is different.
Only the heads to these costumes.
Well, you know, it's hard to keep track of where the hands and shit went.
Yeah.
Of the pig guys?
Soup joke.
Was it?
Yeah. I think that's a convenient blame right there. Soup joke.
Soup joke. That's the new thing for this episode. Everything that falls flat is a soup joke.
So he's like, don't worry, Sultana, I can handle this. I can take Deathstalker no matter what, because I know he's really good with the sword, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
I've got a crack team of guys. I've got Guy Ritchie style guys right here.
This is where the first time you're watching this, you realize what's happening and you sort of get on board.
Yeah.
You're
like, absolutely.
What?
There's an introduction scene to his team.
Yep.
It's like whatever this guy's name, 11. Like it's like Ocean 6.
It is. But he's got the screwy names. It's like Mumbles, 1, 2, Handsome Bob, all that.
Right. No, there's Crazy Atoll Ringgold.
Yeah.
Ed the Head Shemansky.
Yeah.
John the Baptist Bombasso.
Yeah.
Nick the Grappler of Kashmir. Or Nick the Crippler of Kashmir. And Buddy Footstool Larazzo.
Yeah, who is a little person. And one of them was on, what was it, Genghis Khan's crack team.
Right, and he also advised Attila the Hun.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't just a violent guy, he was also an advisor.
An advisor, yeah. Beyond being part of a clandestine Mongol unit.
Right. And Nick the Crippler of Kashmir, I think the name says enough.
It sure does.
Well, he has a cashmere sweater on.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So that leads to our first question. Who's your guys' favorite of these groups? Now, we don't get a lot of time with these guys, so you kind of just have to go on their name and what they look like. But who's your guys' favorite?
I like the guy that's only the clandestine Mongol unit.
Okay, all right.
Because that's just the stupidest thing I've heard in a long time.
I'm going with John the Baptiste.
Oh yeah, see, we're tied. I thought for sure you'd take the footstool, but yeah, John the Baptiste Bombasso.
Bombasso.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, the specialization is drowning people, though.
Time to meet God.
Yeah,
he's baptizing them.
Yep.
I got it. Soup joke. That one's pretty clear to get.
I just now got it. So I didn't say it out loud.
Oh man!
Just in case our listeners were also like me today. I was like, what?
I don't get the drowning and Baptist thing. What's the connection?
Soup joke.
These guys must be like really highbrow or something. We're not. You're just an idiot. God damn it. All right. So their plan is to go out to where Deathstalker's riding around on his pony and shoot explosion arrows at him?
Yeah, all of a sudden we're in Rambo 2.
Right.
Like they're riding through a quarry.
Uh-huh.
And
It seems like anytime there's a horse and there's explosions around, it's in a quarry.
Yeah, it's
I don't
'cause
know
you
what the
can
deal is.
blow them up without getting into a lot of trouble.
I guess they're just
Yeah.
going to get blown up later anyways, right?
They were going to move the dirt back
Yeah.
and take some of it elsewhere.
Yeah.
So,
Well, a few things about this scene. One, it reminded me of episodes of She-Ra
Okay.
because the Horde had arrows that looked just like that
Okay. All right.
and did the same thing, except they went zoom,
Zoom-yong.
which was pretty similar to the sound that the arrows in this shot were making.
These went, wow.
Yeah. And the other thing is I forgot to mention this earlier, his horse has a haircut.
It doesn't. It just looks like a horse.
no, his
No.
horse has a haircut.
His horse is a stylized haircut. They have bleached it blonde and cut it short. His horse has a mohawk.
It's a show pony.
It's amazing, is what
Okay.
it is.
So what's their plan? What are they trying to accomplish here? Because they're not supposed to kill him. Or, well, I guess they can kill Deathstalker. Like, the Jarek would just be like, oops, sorry, Zatanna, we missed. But he can't kill Evie because she needs to come back to the castle so Jarek can do
They're
things to her.
on the same horse, so it feels like explosive arrows aren't really the tool for this
No!
job.
This is the wrong tool.
Or they're just jackasses. They're like, well, we can't kill him, so let's blow some shit up.
Right.
We'll scare them.
Right. You shoot the tire, which is the pony's leg. Sorry, horsey. But, like, you can't blow up the whole fucking car when you're trying to catch the bad guy. You got to shoot the tires.
You can't shoot the tires with explosions.
No!
Because they blow everything up.
I will say, though, that this is my favorite death scene.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I don't know where this goes, what their point is, but eventually they're like, that'll do. Because I guess they blow him and Evie off the horse to safety, sort
Kind of.
And then Deathstalker's like, dude, that's cool. No biggie. I've got a fucking ninja star.
Yeah.
Remember that this is a Deathstalker movie, and there's a fucking ninja star in it.
There sure is. There was ninjas earlier.
Yeah, well, sort of.
That's probably where he got that.
Maybe.
It's lifted off one of those
Yeah.
dead bodies that he made.
Pickpocket it while they're on their way to Dead Town.
Yeah.
Dead down.
Okay.
You won't need this on your way to Soup Joke.
So yeah, he kills them all. What's your favorite death scene there, Jackie?
The footstool gets it right in the head.
Oh yeah.
And then he just
The
kinda,
ninja star.
Yeah. And then he flies back. It's like, ah! he makes a weird sound like that. As he's falling backwards, like, ah! I was like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, that's one of those. When you're watching this with the commentary on, the sort of differences between the set audio and the production audio they get more highlighted, and they're laughing at it like, I remember how stupid an idea that was. What a weird sound I just made. And Tony Naples is doing like all the women's voiceovers because she was still there. So she's just like making the same three people go in and just do some audio touch-ups. Like they only have like one sting effect, and so they're like, well, this is a hideously obnoxious sting.
Oh, it's awful.
It would be awful if it only happened 7 times. After 73 times, it becomes funny.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so Jarek's spy's like, well, that really went poorly. I guess my crack team was not so cracked.
Well, it's just you got to think back on it. He's like, all right, let's shoot explosion arrows at him. We can't hit him, though. All right, we've done enough of that. Good work, guys.
Yeah, we're done here.
And then they all get killed. Like, this was not a good plan.
I don't really know what we were trying for here, but it didn't work either way, so I better call up Jarek. So he goes to the pond, and Zoltana just happens to be there as well, and he chucks some money into the pond and then calls Jarek via magic.
It's a pay pond.
It's a pay pond. That is so dumb.
Yeah.
But I love it because it's not overt. Like, if you're not paying attention to what Jim Wynorski's doing right here, this would go unnoticed. Like, why did he chuck the coins in there? I guess it's something to do with the magic. No, it's a fucking pay pond.
And he makes him, like, sort of dig through his pocket, and you see all that, like,
right.
I'm going to use magic to call this guy, but it's sort of a pain in the ass because I have to use change.
Right.
And so he's like, oh, God, I'm going through here. Okay, that looks like enough.
Please insert another 35 gold coins to talk to your boss. Jarek's like, yeah, dude, I don't know what you were doing right there. That was dumb.
That was dumb.
You're dead.
And he
Come a little closer.
He's got like a big cauldron on the other end of the line. He just sticks a sword in it so it stabs that guy. Then he leaves it there, and his shit works great. Like, he can make multiple calls with his bowl.
Right.
Because he throws like a skeleton in there, and that leads us to our next scene, which is a graveyard.
Right.
So he makes the graveyard magical on the same call.
So,
Well, you know, in his defense, he's going to save like 35 gold coins.
Yeah, you already got the line on, right?
Yeah.
well, let's go to Stinker Staple number 8. Does Jim Wynorski know how paypawns work?
I think he knows how phones work so well that he knows how paypawns don't work.
Oh, that is more than I can understand.
Yeah, no, wrap your brain around that one. Some transcendental shit right there.
Eat shit, Sylvia Plath. We got Sam. Yeah, so Deathstalker and Evie, they ride into the cemetery, and he's like, hey, there's a mausoleum over there. She's like, what the fuck? So what? And he's like, there's riches. I'm a grave robber now.
Yeah.
Not cool, but okay, whatever.
There's not really any riches in there. There's just the name. There's some extra credits.
Yeah.
Some of the production team has their names in there, too.
People that Jim partied with.
I saw all their names in the credits.
Okay,
they were actually crew.
Yeah, Bob Nesselman.
Yeah.
Nesserman or something like that.
He was the best boy.
So he gets locked inside of this mausoleum. It's a trap, sort of, I guess. She's outside getting attacked by the zombies who have come to life via the cauldron phone.
Yeah. And
Deathstalker gets a call as well from Jarek via...
This is actually a bowl to wall call.
Yeah, a bowl to wall call.
Yeah,
okay.
So he shows up via projector to behind the camera. Very good stuff.
Yeah. Right.
And they have a little convo about stuff and things. They're like, "Oh man, we'd be bros otherwise, but we gotta kill each other. Whatevs."
It's a trap.
Yeah.
We got the spiky wall crushy thing from Indiana Jones
and others. So that happens. Meanwhile, there's more zombies happening. Monique Gabrielle's starting to get into some problems here. She's got a torch, but there's getting to be a lot of zombies out there. So peril ensues.
But not really.
Not really.
Because this is the worst spike death wall I've ever seen. Because he just climbs it.
The spikes are so long that they become a ladder.
Right, and far enough apart that you could not touch them if you didn't want to.
And slow enough moving that it's just like a ladder to get out.
Very convenient.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to be Deathstalker to get out of this trap. I could be Justin the fat guy who gets out of this trap.
And at the same time, you can't blame Jarek. Because he's just using what's available, and he's like, God, whoever built this stupid thing was an asshole.
Why would you have a death trap in your mausoleum?
That works so poorly.
Right.
And it's got like a grate at the top that... why do you have a hole in there if you're letting water in? That doesn't even make sense.
This construction clearly was not a union job.
No. The only thing worse than the construction of that mausoleum is the capabilities of these zombies.
Oh, yeah.
I love this scene because I don't like zombies, and these are like the stupidest zombies.
You just walk right past them.
They're like, we're real zombies. We just don't move fast.
Not even that they move fast. You could bump in. Excuse me, Mr. Zombie. Yeah. I would like to get by there. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, oh, sorry.
I was just going to eat your brains if you hold still, but
I don't even know if I was going to do that.
I don't want to be rude either way.
Yeah, they were probably all just trying to grab those boobs. That's what I envision a Jim Wynorski zombie's real target to be, isn't eating brains, it's grabbing boobs.
All right, so they get out of there pretty easily. Meanwhile...
They just walk out.
Yeah, they just walk out.
He's like, I'll save you. How? We're going to walk that way.
Let's go over here.
Let's go that way.
So what I think is great about this scene is that at the end of this film, they have outtakes.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the outtakes where he goes to grab the torch and he's like, fuck, that's hot, and drops it.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. So
if you're watching this, you got to watch the outtakes.
So, meanwhile, There's just some guy getting dragged by horses into a tree.
I don't remember. I don't think I've seen this movie. Like the other movies that he puts in here are stuff that I've seen. It's Wizard and Warrior, Deathstalker. There's a couple other ones. I got no idea where he found that one.
Or why it's in here.
Just to make it, 3 minutes longer.
But you could, I don't know. It's really fucking weird.
It's the most Godfrey Ho insert that the movie has.
Well, they kind of tried.
Unconnected.
They tried to connect it.
Oh, okay.
They were like, "This will make it easier for the queen."
To do what?
Exactly.
But then it rolls into the next scene, and that's when we figure out what it's going to make it easier to do.
Question mark. By dragging a guy and bonking him into a tree, okay, I guess.
Then he's easier to have his soul sucked out, maybe?
That doesn't make any fucking sense because...
No.
Vampire.
So anyways, she's disappearing. She's in a room and she's like, whoa, I'm turning into Marty McFly, sort of, via not the same visual effects. And they bring... I didn't even think it was the same dude.
It's not.
Right.
And the other thing with the problem with, like, that'll make it easier for the queen, that man is clearly dead.
Right. He went face first into an oak tree.
Yeah, he's not happy.
He is donezo.
Yeah.
Anyways, so they bring this kid in, and they're like, here you go, disappearing queen, whatever. Yeah. And she's like, oh, yeah. And I guess she either eats him or turns him into smoke.
She turns him into smoke.
Or tears his face off and makes it a golden bed ornament.
Yeah.
One of those three things happen. I'm not sure.
Actually, the way it appears to me is that she gives him the bedroom eyes. We go outside.
Yeah,
he gets vaporized.
I thought they were totally going to bone.
And then she has the face of somebody else, and she sticks it on her bed.
Yeah, but she has bloody teeth, too.
Yep, she bit him before she turned him into vapor.
And tore his face
but
off.
It's not his face. It's an old dude's face. The guy had a beard.
So she just has this face laying around?
Maybe she made him old from sucking his blood.
Oh, okay. All right. Here we go.
This is the only way we can actually work this out.
Here we go.
So she made him old by sucking his
the
life
will to live.
out.
Right.
And then she's just keeping the face for a trophy.
And the smoke is the byproduct of the churning somebody old and sucking their life force out process.
Life force makes her gassy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oops, that wasn't me, I swear. It smells like toots in here. Oh my.
That's not very queenly.
Yeah. Ooh. He had some asparagus.
Gross.
You know what I like to envision on during the weekends when I'm not doing much. I like to envision Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip getting into farting contests. They're up at Windsor Castle in like one of those huge rooms, and they're not really talking to each other. They just like look up from whatever they're doing and they go back to what they're doing, and like a little nod of the hat every now and then.
I bet they don't even nod the hat. They're like on like a number scale now. Like, ooh, that was an 8.5.
Oh. It's fun.
The dogs are just like, no.
It's fun to think of royalty farting.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the road to Jafir, Deathstalker and Evie get captured by Amazon women. Just your general Jim Wynorski tribe of women only.
Yeah.
Boobs.
Yep.
Not really.
Well, yeah, but that's what they're
eventually.
That's what they're there for, Jackie.
Yeah, but we don't get like, they're not like topless women.
Right, but in a Jim Wynorski film, you're not going to have a tribe of just men.
Yeah, that's true.
You also got to think that there is a counter still. Like when Wynorski's making these, the MPAA basically said, this is exactly how many seconds of boobs you can have in a movie. And he's like, oh, I think there should be more seconds. I should get to work with more.
See, I have a note here. It says more boobs.
Yeah.
Right at the top. It's number 1. So I think you're wrong, MPAA.
Yeah. It needs to be the MTNA, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Hey. Speaking of TNA, wrestling. He has to get out. The only way he can get his freedom and they can go on about their business is he has to beat up Matilda the Hun from Glow.
Yep.
In a wrestling match.
Yeah.
Not making it up. It's Matilda the Hun. Fucking awesome.
We get some side boob on her too.
Oh, okay. That's those are the ones we want. Look, I respect her as an athlete, Jackie. I'm not there to see her topless.
We get to see most of her butt, too.
Yeah, well, it's wrestling.
Yeah. This is where I'm also like, man, because Terlasky's doing his own stunts on all this shit.
Uh-huh.
He's not faking it. He wrestled that lady.
She has wrestled a fucking bear.
A bear.
He has wrestled a person who's wrestled a fucking bear.
She's kicking his ass.
Like,
he gets body slammed.
We are such buttholes, Sam. We're praising the guy, not the person who has wrestled a bear.
Yeah. Well, no, she's already made an island of awesomeness.
Right.
Like, this asshole can be on Awesome Island for 10 minutes.
Right.
With her that she built. But
she fantastic.
Kicks his ass. Like, she body slams him like fucking 10 times
15 rounds
on screen.
of Deathstalker getting his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And she's just picking him up like he is nothing but a sack of potatoes.
He is nothing but a sack of potatoes to Matilda the Hun. She is a fucking specimen of strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wrestled a bear.
Yeah. She. Oh my god! I was so excited when they brought her out.
Oh, it's awesome.
I was like, yeah, Matilda the Hun. I'm like, I know that person. Well, not personally. I mean, I would love to meet her in person.
Yeah, that'd be
it
cool.
would be incredible.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But I loved this entire scene because she was just on it.
Yeah, no, anytime, like, I love Glow so much after the series and the documentary, like, I get butterflies when I even think of Glow because it's just so fucking awesome. And then seeing, like, you're like, having a pretty good time in a sword and sandal movie. Oh, there's some knockers, there's some bullshit over there. Fucking Matilda Hun comes in, you're like, mic drop.
Yeah.
That is a fucking mic drop.
And it's also like, he's now really waved a sign in front of you that says, "You're not watching a Conan copy."
Yes.
This will not at any point become a copy of Conan because we've got ring girls with round cards at this wrestling match.
Yes, inside of an actual wrestling ring.
In a ring.
With the trampoline, everything,
It's there.
inside of a forest. Oh, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
What a scene.
And inside the story world, the Deathstalker has a very interesting strategy of taking it for 15 rounds and then winning by using bad karate.
Or winning by the power of his theme song playing.
Yes.
And then he gets, he like turns into the Ultimate Warrior at that point. Starts shaking the ropes.
I just really did not want him to win.
No, he kind of doesn't.
He doesn't.
Like, Matilda the Hun goes down, but she doesn't really fucking care.
No.
Like, she's like, I respect your athletic ability as well, sir. Like, they're cool.
They're friends.
Yeah. That's sportsmanship, Jackie.
Not. You're a loser.
Yeah. Teabagging and clam slamming.
Right.
What the hell is clam slamming?
What do you think,
It's
Jackie?
like you can't teabag if you have a vagina, so you clam slam instead.
Yeah.
I actually didn't hear that until this week.
Interesting.
But, yeah, that's a thing.
Athletes are doing this now?
Yes, athletes.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan started it when he teabagged Larry Bird in the 94 championships.
He probably did, like on the bus when Larry Bird was sleeping.
They played for different teams.
I know, but they took the same bus.
No, they didn't. That
Okay,
is not
maybe.
how sports works.
But the original plan was for Tanya to take Nancy out with a clam slam.
Just put her clam on her head.
Hard from like, she's going to do a triple Lutz into a clam slam. Knock out a few teeth that way.
So dumb. Why? Fuck you, Nancy Kerrigan. Hope you're listening.
Oh yeah, that would be a thing if Nancy Kerrigan. If Nancy at that point, no, don't fuck you. If you listen to this shit, you're a little bit different than we think.
That should be a new wrestling move.
The clam slam.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sure it probably is. It's not that clever.
Soup joke.
Yeah, soup joke. Moving on. So here's where things get a little wonky in the story for me. Jarek has a cloning serum.
He had said some stuff earlier, like I made you, but you're not perfect yet. We're gonna have to like work out some kinks. I'll be able to do it with some other magic later.
Well, he brings Sultana into this room where he's got two dudes.
Yeah.
Laying on a table, and he's like, "Here, check this out." Stabs one of them, and is like, "Yep, he's dead."
That's not
She's
Sultana.
Like,
no, it's the princess.
It's the fake queen.
oh,
Fake
did I
queen,
say
yeah.
Sultana?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, the fake queen, and she's like, "Cool." Stabs him, and the guy dies, and she's like, "Yep, I guess it works."
Yeah, because what had happened is that because the magic process was imperfect, if the real princess had died, so would have the fake queen.
Oh, it's some of that bullshit.
Yeah. So she has to drink that bullshit. So now once she drinks that, it's open season on Evie.
Okay. Now I catch what's going on here. All right. So Evie finds Deathstalker making out with the Amazon Queen, and she's like, "Fuck you son of a bitch! I liked you. I'm out of here." And Deathstalker's like, "Okay, lady, let's go bone." She takes him into her hut, and she's like, "Yeah, dude, we're totally going to throw down. I mean, you're talking clam slams right here. It's going to be real hot shit. Let me go put on something more comfortable. While you're there, kick your feet up, because you're going to be here for a while, because I'm going to marry you."
Marrying you in the morning.
Well, she's talking all creepy about like.
Yeah, she gets weird.
She gets weird.
She knows how to kill a boner.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, oh, the children of our loins, and they're gonna rule forever.
He's like, okay.
I mean, I'm a girl, right? And if somebody started talking to me like that, I'd just be like, I would do the exact same thing that Deathstalker does.
He fucking splits.
I would bail.
Yeah.
He doesn't just split. He Batman leaves.
Yeah, he's like, boom, I'm gone. And then this is one of the funniest jokes in it. She just like turns around and goes, shit.
Which implies to me, it's hilarious, but this isn't the first time she's done this.
This is like the
She
third
has
time this
fucked
week.
the sex up multiple times.
Like, I gotta work on my dirty talk. She's always like, oh, we're gonna do it. I'm like, yeah. You're gonna get nasty with me? You're gonna put a baby in me? No. Wait, what? No, I don't want to do that. I don't. Okay, wait, why?
Pew. Yeah, like you turned into Roadrunner. Okay, so he's gone. Evie has gotten nabbed in an Ewok trap of Sultana. She's taken to the castle
by the three Mongols that won't be in the movie anymore.
Right, again.
Day rate.
She's put into a fucking complex device that's hanging her over a bucket of boiling water or whatever.
Sure.
And there's a rope, and it's on fire, and Sultana's like, "Tell me where Deathstalker is." And she's like, "I don't know where Deathstalker is." And he's like, "I'm right here." And he busts in. I don't know what he's doing there suddenly, but
he just comes in. He's like, "Hey, guys, I'm here.
What's up?" Fights off her guards, Sultana's guards, and then fights her while Evie's life is on the line. So, like, there's a clock running.
Her rope is burning.
But she kills Sultana fairly quickly. Like,
they have a decent sword fight.
It's not like the climax of the movie by any means. But so she's dead, and he saves Evie, and she's just right in the nick of time. Hooray!
And they have sex because he's like, they're like, oh, I'm gonna kiss or whatever, and the dialogue clearly states that his penis is inside of her. He's like, you saved me, and you're saying you don't want to make out, but your wiener's already in me.
Right.
You're like, what? He jumped and saved you, and his penis is in you now? All right.
Oops.
I'll let it go, Jim. Why not?
Is it?
I mean, that happens to me all the time.
It's still sexual assault while you're saving somebody's life, isn't it? Like, there's not like a sexual assault exemption while you're saving somebody's life. You still can't put your wiener in them, right?
Yeah, I mean,
but if you fell in that position, which is what they're implying,
right? It's an accident.
Whoops.
Yeah. No, I think it's still sexual assault.
Yeah.
I think she gets to call her an attorney after the. He did save my life, but
I landed on his boner.
Yeah, whose accident was it? Anyways, so Jarek has the power to bring Sultana back to life.
Yeah.
So that's not a big deal.
That's really just so that Jim can take her shirt off.
Right.
That's all that happens here. He's like, you want to see some boobs in a strobe light?
Yep.
Yep, you do.
Yep. And
he has a strobe light, like cord thing that he pulls, and he's like, "I'm gonna save you." Pulls the cord, which, and then the music starts. He does a little bit of E,
Yeah.
And then he starts doing his thing.
Yeah.
But then the queen sees him.
Yeah, she sees them boning down, so now she's pissed.
Super pissed.
So they get back to Jarek's castle, and Deathstalker gets surrounded by Jarek's men and Jarek, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." Evie rides away, but then the guards find her. Some guards find her. Maybe it's those 3 Mongolians again.
Maybe they do show back up.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
They rip her clothes off and give her some dialogue about nice boobies and stuff. But then the Amazons save her ass.
Yes.
So now the Amazons are back.
And instead of like going to save Deathstalker, the queen of the Amazons just takes her back to get a massage.
To get her massage.
And she just wants to bitch about how she's the goddamn man just always running out on us, right, girlfriend? And she's like, I actually had sex with him already.
Yeah, we're good. I like
fine.
him.
Yeah, I didn't tell him put a baby in me. I just was like, hey, look, a wiener goes in here.
Right.
Well, there it is.
Don't need a back massage.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. And then eventually she realizes, you know what? I do need a back massage.
She gets this spot by here. It's kind of stiff.
It's funny. It's a funny scene. Deathstalker's put into this slow swinging axe death machine table.
The Pit and the Pendulum.
Yeah. Is that what that's really called?
I don't know.
Or is that just a movie starring
It's a Edgar Allan Poe.
Bill Pullman.
Edgar Allan Poe short story.
Okay.
Yes, so that's a real thing.
All right. Anyways, this is amazing because old Tana comes in and Deathstalker says, "Do you expect me to talk?" "No, Deathstalker, I expect you to die."
Yep.
Wow, that takes fucking cojones.
She says earlier, what do you think this is, Conan?
I know, man.
He's got brass ones, dude.
Dude.
He says Deathstalker II in the dialogue.
I'm surprised the Deathstalker didn't do it in a Scottish accent.
Yeah. She just shows up. Yeah, like, oh, God. That would be great.
Do you expect me to talk?
Yeah.
No, I expect you to not molest us anymore, Sean Connery.
And then Tony Naples says, I expect you to die.
So, anyways, he gets saved just in the nick of time by the princess, who wants to talk, but really that means also bone me, dude. Because they don't even talk. He just comes in and she's like, check this out. Am I like a princess? Like, look at this shit. Let's pork.
Yep.
And they do.
Yeah.
And then the real princess comes in, and she bonks her on the head because she's about to turn Deathstalker into an old man.
Into a face trophy.
Bed ornament.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she's like, he's like, "You're not jealous about this, are you?" And she's like, "Well, no, because it's kind of like having sex with me.
Yeah.
So we're cool."
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just an awkward scene.
He's like, well, she was so pretty I couldn't not have sex with her. And she's like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I am
why
beautiful.
not? Three-way? Three-way, huh?
With my unconscious self cloned
That's
thing?
not, I mean, they're not like related, so it's not gross, I guess. It's just kind of weird.
It's
I don't know, if you cloned yourself, would you have sex with yourself?
I think that's what Arnold Schwarzenegger tells the guy to do in The Sixth Day.
Yeah, right.
Make another clone so you can go fuck yourself. You're like at the theater going, wow, the writing in this.
So she takes him through the tunnel. She's like, "Come this way. I know all the way through this castle. I've got a surprise outside." She takes him outside, and it's straight into Jarek and his team of 1,000 guys. And she's like, "Whoops!" And she's like, "Oh wait, no, it's still cool. I got a surprise." The Amazons show up.
Yeah.
And they surround the other guys. Huge rumble.
This is a big set piece for a Wynorski film.
Yeah, a lot of people fighting here.
Yeah.
Inside of a castle thing. So Evie and Deathstalker fight off a few guys, but they eventually escape and go into the inside of the castle. And Evie's going to kill the impostor princess, and does very rapidly.
Yeah, just throws a knife at her.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. That's over. Deathstalker finds Jarek in his battle room, and they fight. And Jarek gets him against the wall, the climax, and he's going to kill him, but Deathstalker breaks his sword off and then jams it into his neck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This was well done.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
It made me go, ah! When I was watching it.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
It looks good, yeah.
And it's gruesome. Like, yeah, no, it's awesome. So that's all over. There's much rejoicing.
So much rejoicing that half of it's from other movies.
And it seems like it goes on for days.
Yeah.
Days
It's
of
very
rejoicing.
happy.
Maybe even weeks of rejoicing
Weeks.
because the rejoicing is still happening when we come back later and Evie is on the throne as the queen of the land.
The land, yeah. And she's like, okay, it's time for your reward, Deathstalker. And he's like, oh, there's cash. And she's like, nope, it's this ass. And he's like, that's good. 'Cause
Yeah.
you're super fucking hot. Like, you're super fucking hot.
Credits. Question time. Who wants to go first?
I don't have any. I really felt like the film didn't leave me with any questions.
Does sew itself up pretty nicely.
Not really, because I've got a huge one.
Okay.
The plot. What's Jarek's angle here? Like, what is he doing?
He's secretly being the king of the land.
Not really. Like, he doesn't do anything. He doesn't, like, issue any mandates like, I also want massages?
He does raid the Amazons periodically.
When?
They say so.
Yeah, and they steal their men.
Yeah, they stole the men a conscription into the army so they can raid them more. It's very cyclical. That's a
Yeah, that part didn't make a lot of sense.
So it's just your ye old absolute power corrupts absolutely.
or he was already an asshole and now he's being more of one.
Yeah, he's just being a dick to people. He's not like doing anything.
Yeah.
he got picked on at wizard school.
Yeah.
And, you know, it just turned him into what he is today.
Yeah, he was at just general sword and sandals school, and they're like, you have to pick between a wizard and a warrior, they say. Well, I didn't. I fight with sword and I got magic. Eat shit, dickheads. Double major,
You can't have both!
Yeah, like, they laughed him out of there. Now who's laughing, you cocksuckers?
I've got all the mans.
Yeah.
That's exactly where that went.
Yeah, right.
And then he was like, oh no, I fell on your wiener.
Huh?
What?
What? Oh.
Soup joke.
Do you want it to be that this has a sequel where the Tony Naples and Deathstalker have to resolve their business? Because we know that doesn't happen because it ends up backing its way into the sequel to Deathstalker 1 eventually. But I would have liked that, I think.
I would have liked that too.
Yeah.
Because, you know, she kind of slinks off, right? So it really does leave it open to having that next movie come out with these same characters. So I was kind of looking forward to that.
Well, either way, she comes out of this movie still alive,
Yeah.
but without access to this kingdom.
She doesn't have
anymore?
henchmen anymore. She had henchmen and a bit nicer top at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, right.
It's like a cowskin boob holder.
Yeah, no, that is not wrapped up at all.
No. I think what that is a Jim Wynorski challenge. Like, all right, I know there's going to be a sequel to this. I dare you to try to make a sequel to actually this.
Right, absolutely.
I fucking dare you.
Yeah, no shit.
And they're like, no, thank you.
Well, it's just so damn witty. The whole movie was that with their little jokes and,
But
they
I
call
think
you
it's
the Prince
subtle
of-
too.
yeah. And it's like, oh, they call you the Prince of Thieves. Do you rob from the rich and give to the poor? And he was like, no, I rob from the rich so I can spend it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not in your face, jokey. It's subtle.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's you're not. It's not laugh out loud or at any point. You're just enjoying it the whole time. The comedy.
I believe that the way that Jim Wynorski said it is always it's an anachronistic comedy in the guise of a barbarian film.
Right, absolutely. But it's corny, but it's not hammy. That's the weird thing.
Yeah.
It's like a very fine line between those two things, and it skates on that the whole time. So, final recommendations. This is obviously a do for me. I really enjoyed it. It was a surprise. I thought we were going to get into Deathstalker business, just another sword and sandals movie, all of the barbarians, but directed by Jim Wynorski, so that did mean some boobs, but not quite as clever as a film as this is, and also is fucking brave.
Yeah.
Like, dude, fucking brass ones. This is his third movie. And, I mean, Chopping Mall was successful. Chopping Mall was a big deal. But he doesn't really have the track record to be like, hey, everybody that I've ever worked for or will work for, fuck you.
Yeah. No, it's interesting that Corman like already figured out what he had with this guy after
Right.
2 movies. He's like, I know that this guy's just gonna fucking make whatever movie he wants to make.
Right.
But he's gonna do it on time, and he's gonna do it for the money I give him. So I'm just gonna let him fucking do it.
Yeah.
That's why he had to go down to Argentina to tell everybody to go fuck themselves. Just let Jim make the fucking movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. It's cool. Jackson?
Oh, definitely do. I thought it was going to be an apocalyptic movie,
Which it's not.
which it's not, and it's super funny.
Yeah. I will go so far to say this is definitely my favorite Jim Wynorski movie.
I would not go that far. There's just no way that I would go past Dinosaur Island with this, or even The Lost Empire, his first movie. And there's still Return of Swamp Thing sitting out there that I haven't seen, and that's got potential. And then there's Ghoulies 4, and I fucking love the Ghoulies franchise, and that just seems like slam dunk. So I don't know. We'll see.
Of the ones I've seen, maybe this is my favorite that I've seen.
Yeah, no, I still say Dinosaur Island and Lost Empire, but
Okay.
But this is up there. It's awesome, Jim Wynorski, and I really like Not of This Earth as well. That movie's fucking rad. So, anyways, ready to get into some streaming do's and don'ts this week?
Sure, why not?
Oh, we should also mention, because we're getting into streaming do's and don'ts, all 3 of these movies are on Prime. Also, Deathstalker 2 is on fucking Prime right now.
Deathstalker 2 is on Prime, so watch it.
Yeah, just why do we even talk about other streaming networks? It's just, I don't even think we mention Netflix anymore.
Netflix has 2 shows I watch, though.
Yeah.
The Michelle Wolf thing is good.
Yeah.
Like, it's
right,
worth having.
right.
I pay $8 a month to watch Michelle Wolf, basically.
Yeah, but that's not necessarily streaming do's and don'ts territory.
No, it's not.
Prime pretty much has everything you need if you're the Stinker fan, right?
Yes, it's got bad movies fucking galore.
All 3 of these are on Prime. We're going to start out with one that Sam and I watched from where the fuck? Oh, it was Turkey. Turkey was from where this movie was from. The 3 Giant Men is what the translated title is. I'm not even going to give it to you in
Turkish,
but you'll recognize this as a film that's called Superhero Force in Prime with a shitty Spider-Man on the front of it, but it's really called 3 Giant Men.
And it really just has Spider-Man and Captain America.
Spider-Man the villain.
And
he's not called Spider-Man, he's called the Spider.
And, well, the Captain America isn't really Captain America.
No, he's Captain America.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. And then Santo from Mexican wrestling fame.
They just went willy-nilly with their copying shit.
Right.
And it's weird.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. It's basically Captain America and Santo team up to take on the Spider, who is in charge of the mafia.
I guess?
The Turkish mafia.
Yeah, and the Captain America, like, I'm going to give it to this guy. Mm-hmm. He's very agile.
Yeah.
For like a 47-year-old man.
Who is quite frumpy.
Yeah. But he's action-packed for an older guy.
The weird thing about this, like, I say the weird thing.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's mask has fucking eyelashes on it.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
No.
Like, the eyes are cut out, which was a very common thing in Spider-Man costumes until we got those, we could make cheap polymer plastics that you could just put in any mask and sell at Walmart.
Sure.
But they used to have that, so you'd either have little tiny eyeballs or the entire eye white was cut out of Spider-Man's mask, which is what this was. But then on top of it, you've just got fucking eyebrows on his mask.
Well, everybody knows that spiders have eyebrows.
I don't know.
8 of them.
They like to smoke cigars.
Spiders smoke cigars?
Yeah. And, that way they can do the double eyebrow lift at you.
Oh, you mean that they're Groucho Marx?
Oh, Jesus. That took a long time to tell that soup joke.
Oh, my God.
That's a duck soup joke.
Whoa! Yeah, end the show right now. Forever.
Taxes. Yeah, I don't know about this, Sam. It is fucking weird, and it's knockoffy and shitty throughout. All right, what? But I can't say I liked it.
I didn't like it.
Okay,
but I can't say don't watch it either.
I know,
it's like
right.
You kind of want to tell somebody to watch it just so you're not the only one that saw this weird shit.
Did you see this fucked up
Did
shit?
you see this weird shit? You should watch this weird shit. You're not gonna have a great time with it, but it's fucking weird.
It's bizarre. Like, they also, it's coming up at some point. We're gonna have to do Turkish Star Wars because I've heard nothing but good things about Turkish Star Wars. But this is Turkish The Avengers plus Santo, and it kind of stinks.
It stinks.
So, yeah, do it. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Right?
Yeah, it's weird.
Next up, another Amazon Prime follow-up to the karate / martial arts on special. Ninja: The Final Duel.
Which one is the final battle of
the final battle between the forces of good and evil.
Oh, yeah,
the Shaolin monks and ninjas. Because ninjas just are like, hey, these monks are good at kung fu. Let's get them!
Yeah, I wanted to accuse this of being a bunch of movies shuffled together, but it's not.
It is not.
They just use different cameras at different times, and they probably had a rough production.
And bring in randos just so they can, like, we've got this new guy. We're going to set up an entirely new plot line about this guy.
Yeah.
Who then gets killed by ninjas. And you're like, dude, this guy's fucking awesome. Dude, look at him kicking all this ass. Wait, he's dead 5 minutes later? Bring in the next guy.
Bring in the next guy.
I saw the end of this one.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, this is one of the strangest. This was from Taiwan, right?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is like Taiwan getting into the game and not knowing how to play it. Because this thing is wild.
It is fucking wild shit. The ninjas, which in most ninja movies, there's ninja magic and ninja bullshit, obviously, going through the grass or crawling under the ground and blah, 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 and having explosions and disappearing and all this. These guys, there's not different colored ninjas. There's ninja forces, like ninja battalions, specialists.
Yeah, there's a tree ninja battalion.
Right.
There's a water spider ninja battalion.
The spider assault force.
Spider assault force.
Whose thing is
amphibious.
Their bag is floaty spiders that fly through the air.
I thought those were just supposed to be giant spiders.
I don't know.
Then they're kicking their legs to make them go, and it's like really obvious.
Tried to just like, because they couldn't drag them, I guess, or something. So the guys on the spiders are having to kick to move. And then they speed the footage up, and it's still slow.
Right.
It's weird.
It's awesome.
I loved the spider shit. This whole thing is such a mess that you just gotta love it. The head of the ninjas isn't dressed like a ninja. He's got like a weird cloak and hood, but not a mask.
And summer shorts.
And he does switch to summer shorts when he goes to the beach.
Ninjas don't wear shorts.
No, he's like, oh, but it's so hot.
I gotta get some sun on my legs.
Yeah, I need to get some sun on my legs. They're pretty short shorts, too.
Hold on, I gotta lotion up, boys, before we fight.
If you dare wear short shorts, right?
Ninja shorts.
Yeah. Wear short shorts.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. Ninja shorts. Man, this movie is awesome. I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, I keep saying this, but like, there's gotta be a cutoff on ninja bullshit. Like, eventually we're gonna get to the point where like, nope, that's as bananas ninja shit as you can get. And they keep upping the level of like, what? What?
And it's always like Hong Kong or Taiwan or China. It's like they know so little about ninjas, but they're fixated on the idea of it that they just keep doing like, oh, now they've got this. Like, no, ninjas don't have that. No one has that.
Ninjas don't have floaty spiders.
That doesn't even make sense.
Nobody has floaty
And
spiders.
The floaty spiders are the worst because they can fly.
Right.
Like, they would be super effective as the spider air force, the spider ninja air force, but in the water, they're quite lame. They get beat up by a guy in his underwear.
It is a mega do. Stop what you're doing and go watch Ninja the Final Duel.
Yeah.
I loved it. Last but not least, Jackie and I watched this. Sam, I'm going to give you some names here.
Sure.
Oliver Reed.
Oh.
Karen Black.
Really?
Burgess Meredith.
Huh.
And fucking Betty Davis
Okay, what?
in Burnt Offerings from 1977.
I've never seen this.
It was amazing.
Well, I don't know, Jackie, if it was that.
I super liked this movie.
Okay, what did you like about it? Because that is not what you said after we watched it.
No, the Alice, Sweet Alice is when we watched that one. I wasn't that impressed.
No,
with that
you
one.
were like, I don't know what to make of Burnt Offerings. You didn't understand it.
I didn't understand the old lady in it, and if Karen Black was the old lady or if she became the old lady, like that whole plot line kind of evaded me.
Okay, so essentially what this boils down to is a Shining-esque type plot line, even though it's 2 years before The Shining, or 3 years before The Shining comes out. But I guess the book was already out there. Probably. Anyways, these people need to rent a house, and it's this amazing fucking house. This house is legit the bomb. Like, it's a plantation-style house on, like, huge acreage. Real set. This is filmed on location. Checked it out. It's outside of Oakland. Fun fact. It is actually the funeral home from Phantasm. Same place.
Oh, really?
So, like, just this gorgeous, amazing fucking house. They get a really good deal on it, but there's some weird caveats that they have to kind of sign up for, which is taking care of the mother who lives upstairs. Don't go into her room. Just set out some food. Don't talk to her. Just leave her alone. Just set up the food. Take the trays when she's done. It'll be fine. You can live here for basically free in this bomb-ass fucking house. So they bring in the family. Oliver Reed's the dad. Karen Black's the wife. And then things start happening to these people. Mentally.
Yeah.
Very Shining-esque in that way. But the end doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, it was sucking the life out of them to rejuvenate the house and the property.
That's what I think as well. But at the same time, how are the people involved? Because there's like a family that's lived there. Like Oliver Reed and the son find this graveyard, and it's all the family name, but he can't find a tombstone in there that's newer than 1890. Huh. So it's also making them immortal?
That's kind of what it seemed. Like I said, like the end of it.
They're not even there. They're like, they go on vacation. They take a cruise to Jamaica.
Well, and you know, I'm with you on that. The end of it was kind of blurry as far as but the overall effects in the movie, and you kind of get the gist of what's happening. And I think this is one of the first movies I've ever seen Oliver Reed in.
No, you've seen him in, obviously, Condor Man, favorite Oliver Reed.
Oh, yeah.
And then the Three Musketeers as well.
Yeah.
He did all those. We just did Ollie Reed not very long ago.
That South African David Winters movie.
Yeah, and then I thought we did an episode with Oliver Reed that you saw, the Chopper fucking movie where he's drunk and threw the lady out of the chopper.
Oh, yeah.
To scare her.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
I'm pretty sure Oliver Reed was drunk throughout this one as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But man, he sells it.
Dude, he is fan-fucking-tastic in this movie. Like, if it wasn't like, is that a good movie? He might have been nominated. He kills it.
Yeah.
Oh, and Bette Davis was just amazing.
What? I thought Bette Davis stunk.
Oh man, her death scene was so good.
Yeah, it's pretty
fuck
epic.
You, Ben Kingsley.
She says, "Fuck you, Ben Kingsley." It takes a really long time for her to die, but it's like really weird at the same time, and she's making weird noises throughout the whole time. Anyways, yeah, Bette motherfucking Davis. That's who. I just don't know if it like should be good, but I think it's not a good movie. The popular title of it on the internet is Boring The Shining, because it is extremely nothing happens. Nothing happens again and again. You're like, there's build up, like the music starts building and Oliver Reed's face starts pulsating. You're like, oh man, something's about to fucking happen. Cut, go to the next scene. Oh, it's the next day. They're fucking having a picnic. What the fuck? Oh shit, something's about to happen. There's a truck coming down the road and the little baby's out in the road and the truck just drives right past it. And you're like, hey, nothing happened to that little fucking baby. And then like the fucking wolf comes through the woods and is like busting the door. And I'm like, it's like, I'm going to eat you fucking pigs. And the pigs are like, well, how about a sandwich instead? And they all have sandwiches. It's really nice. Nothing like continue scene after scene where you're like, dude, here's where the movie starts. Never happened.
Never starts.
But Jackie's right. There is some amazing fucking set pieces in this movie. Like wild, creative, amazing fucking things that they do in this film. But I still got to give it a don't.
I'm going to give it a do.
It's just too boring.
But I didn't think it was boring.
Yeah, it's slow as you can get. Oliver Reed's fantastic, though. There's your show, kids. Next week is Sam's pick. What are you going to do?
I believe we will be doing the...
Tony Anthony.
Oh, yeah. Coming at you with Tony Anthony in 3D. Will once again not be screened next week. I believe that what we're going to do, if it is provided that it's on streaming, which I thought it was the 2012 animated children's film Food Fight, which is apparently just such a production disaster that I've been told by several parties that we should do it.
Oh, I think that sounds horrible.
It's got Chaz Sheen, the Duffs,
No.
both of the Duffs, Wayne fucking Brady.
No kids' movies.
And apparently it is just a disaster.
Huh. I don't know.
If it's not on streaming, though, I will have made this a sea of lies again.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll find out. I guess check out what we do next week. Could be a kids' movie, and nobody's going to like it. So, get to the chopper. Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.